Welcome back. Welcome to season 2. We name it Leadership Deep Dive. Have you noticed how leadership used to be about answers and now it's mostly about questions? We are leading and living in a world that's moving faster than our assumptions. What worked even 2 years ago might be obsolete today. Strategy, change, talent, ethics, AI, burnout, resilience, these aren't trends. These are actually pressure points that define what leadership actually means now. That's why we created this season, Leadership Deep Dive, a 12-part exploration into what's really happening inside organizations and how coaching can make the difference between chaos and clarity. If you followed my previous series, Leadership Quick Fixes, you already know we focused on small, practical moves: how to give feedback, how to diffuse tension, how to build trust. This time we are going bigger, we are going deeper, because beneath every visible business problem, there are leadership patterns that created it. And that's what this season is about: understanding those patterns and changing them. Let's be honest, the challenges leaders face today aren't about lack of intelligence, they're about complexity, overload, and alignment. You can have brilliant people in the same room and still create terrible decisions. Why? Because they are not seeing the same reality. They're operating from different mental models. That's why in this season we'll go beyond usual leadership motivation talk and explore how to think, decide, and act together when everything keeps shifting. I've spent over 25 years in international businesses, engineering, R&D, product development, leadership roles, and I've seen it firsthand. Brilliant executives, yet misaligned by a single sentence in a strategy deck. Whole teams burning out not from overwork but from underconnection and misalignment. Organizations drowning in transformation while still working like it's 1995. And yet, we have countless cases, endless proofs that show what happens when coaching steps in. When leaders pause long enough to listen, clarify their purpose, and realign their actions with what really matters, that's when results and energy come back together. Here's what's coming this season. Each episode we tackle one major leadership challenge, something real, something global, and relevant, something your organization is already dealing with, whether you name it or not. Let me walk you through what we'll explore. Episode 1: The Alignment Trap. We'll talk about why brilliant people can completely misunderstand each other and how coaching realigns minds before strategies. Episode 2: Leading Through Chaos. In this episode, we'll explore how real leaders stay grounded when everything is on fire and the fire keeps changing color. Episode 3: Stop Losing Your Best People. If you ever asked, why do good people leave? I'll show you why it's rarely about money and almost always about growth, purpose, and boss who still thinks that coaching means fixing mistakes. Episode 4: The Burnout Paradox. Burnout doesn't start with collapse, it starts way earlier with uncertainty, overload, and perfectionism. We'll talk about how your best people burn out doing the things they're best at and how meaning, not the time off, brings them back. Episode 5: The Trust Equation. Diversity is great, but without safety, it's just a decoration. We look at how leaders create space where people can actually disagree instead of politely shutting down. Episode 6: Smart Decisions. If you ever sat in a meeting that felt like a chess match between egos, that one's for you. Episode 7: The Change That Sticks. Everyone loves transformation until they realize it requires them to change too. We'll explore why people nod during change workshop and then quietly go back to doing exactly what they've done before. Episode 8: Breaking the Silence. If your solution to collaboration is let's schedule another sync meeting, stop. We'll talk about how to make departments actually work together without the mandatory team building yoga required. Episode 9: Digital Leadership. Here's a modern leadership truth: data doesn't make you smarter, it just exposes what you don't understand yet. We'll talk about digital leadership without the buzzwords: how to think, not just automate. Episode 10: The Integrity. It's not a PR topic, It's what decides whether people trust you or not. And we'll close the season with the final episode, a reflection on what leadership will mean in the next years. Each topic comes from the real cases, real team, real people, and real stakes. So, yeah, this season isn't about theory, it's about the real stuff. The stuff leaders wrestle with, the stories, the reflections, and actionable tools you can apply the same day. And we'll keep the tone simple, smart conversations, real examples, a touch of humor, because honestly, leadership is serious enough. So if you ever felt that leadership today is harder than it used to be, you are totally right. But it's also more meaningful than ever, because the leaders who learn to navigate complexity with clarity and empathy will define the future of work itself. If that sounds like a journey worth taking, subscribe to this channel. Follow my Leadership Tribe newsletter on LinkedIn and join me every week as we unpack one big question at a time. I'm Dr. Blaz and this is Leadership Deep Dive. We go beyond theory, beyond buzzwords, and straight into the real work of leading people. See you in the next episode.